Hey guys, I am RedHerring, and we're going to be doing some StarCraft 2 casting today with myself as the blue Protoss FTaCtHerring, spawning on the top right position of the map Daybreak, and on the bottom left we have our red Protoss SpaceInvader. So shooting off the good luck, have fun, and yes, this is going to be a Protoss versus Protoss. Now, I know a lot of my games on my channel recently have been PvP and PvZ. I promise I'll get a PvT soon. Honestly, a lot of the PvTs I've been playing, well, first of all, I haven't really been playing that many PvTs. There aren't that many Terran players I encounter on ladder. I'd say the ratio of Terran players, ideally it should be 1 in 3, but it's more like 1 in like 5. There are a lot of Protoss and a lot of Zerg. And might be because just the metagame has gone, well, not really gone the Terran's favor lately, but whatever the case is, yeah, I don't really fight that many Terrans, and the Terrans I do play, the games are either like not that good, like they end really quick, or they go really long but they're one-sided or stuff like that, and all kind of, I don't know, it's just they're not great games to watch. But let me know, do you guys want to see good games even if there aren't that many Terrans I will be showcasing, or do you just want to see games with Terran even though it might not go so great for me or them? But let me know what you guys prefer. Now it looks like I'm just scouting around with this scout, and he did send his after Gateway, I believe. I'm sending mine after Pylon, so typically, you know, on 2-player maps, I do send my scout after Pylon. On 4-player spawn or 4 spawn location maps, I will send it after Gateway. But I do like to prevent any type of cheese just with that scout after Pylon. Usually, you know, not too much going on cheese-wise on 4-player maps. It's definitely much more common on 2-player maps, so I do send that out just better safe than sorry. But looks like I'm going to be poking around with that probe, and he is taking guys in gas now. So as you can see, yeah, income tab, you know, dead even harvesters income for him is probably going to be a little bit better than mine, as I do have, well, you know what, actually, no, we each do have scouts over there, so he's just better than mine a little bit, because maybe his probes are stacked mining a little bit better. In any case, look at the production tab, and we see second gas coming, and second gateway coming for me. And let's see, he hasn't chosen to put down a second gateway yet, so he's getting that stalker out nice and fast. And whoa, that's a mistake. He chrono boosted before he got 50 gas, but not too big of a deal, I suppose. Same with me, very slightly, but looks like our warp gate timings are, he's gonna be slightly ahead by like 5 or 10 seconds. We'll see if that comes into play. If he chooses a 4 gate, that could be the game right there. But I feel like, and if you're glancing down at the video length, you probably realize that this game is not going to be over anytime soon. So let's bunker down and see what happens in this game. This is going to be quite exciting. Really excited to cast this. And it looks like his probe is chilling by the natural there, just waiting for the stalker to run by. It looks like I'm actually going to catch it there, but a lot of times, oh, there we go. I do catch wind of it and am shooting it. A lot of times, Protoss players will just beeline for the tower, assuming the probe will be there, and then there's a timing where the probe can actually run up into the main after the stalker's gone, because obviously the stalker's there, it will kill it, but you know, Protoss players will typically move out with their first stalker and first zealot, and you can skirt the probe and see what the opponent is doing. And it looks like I am actually going for a robotics facility, so it's going to be a 3-gate 1 robo, and he's going for 3-gate. Probably he's going to go either robo or Twilight Council. There's a Stargate actually. So wow, so yeah, this is going to be 3-gate Stargate against 3-gate robo. This was, you know, Stargate openings used to be very popular. They were, I forget who exactly popularized them, but they were quite relevant in ladder games for a while, a few months back. But lately, you know, people have started to be really good with countering Stargate builds. There's just a couple timings you can really exploit to counter them pretty well. And even if a Stargate player is able to get the maximum number of Phoenix out, because that is typically what you go for with Stargates, you know, if I went Blink or Dark Templar or anything, they would be in quite a bit of trouble. So let's see what's happening. I'm actually going to go for the only thing that the Stargate hard counters, which is the Colossus play off 1 base. And Typically, actually, this is kind of weird because typically I don't do this. I don't go for 1-base Colossus. I usually go for either a 3-gate Dark Templar, 4-gate Dark Templar. I'll go for 3-gate Robo Expand. Maybe even, if I'm feeling ballsy, I'll go 2-gate Expand. But it looks like he's going to be pushing out with these 3 Stalkers here, trying to run my probe out. I actually do save him, it looks like, which is nice, and have my unit's position to get that force field off if they choose to run out there, and they take a tickle from that sentry, and they scoot out of there knowing that if they poked up at all, they would be cut and diced away by these units at my ramp. So, good game sense by him. And chrono boosting that Colossus out now. My robotics bay did finish, and this observer's coming in. And what do I see here? I am going to be scouting around, looking at all these zealots. No sentries. I see the observer coming out right there, and looks like he actually notices my observers here. And then running in, I see the Stargate, and this is key. This is so key because I see all these Phoenix. That observer is completely screwed, but worth it. Worth it. Sacrificing that observer to see those 3 Phoenix shooting off across the map, immediately making that forge. You know, I'm debating whether or not having this forge is a good idea. I guess at this point where I am in the game right now, I notice how to stop Thermal Lance there because I realize, you know, I don't need that at all, and I'm instead going to go for Twilight Council. I do let 1 Colossus finish, and, you know, I assume that, well, you know, it's not that I that I forgot that it was building. It's more that I knew that he had a lot of zealots, and I wasn't sure at this point whether I wanted to expand and go kind of into a more macro mode, or I wanted to go for 1-base all-in. So letting this 1 Colossus finish will help clean up all the zealots he has, as in like the 2 zealots he has. I thought he had more. I did see a zealot heavy force when I first went in with Observer, but does look like he hasn't really done too much with this, killing co-workers, but not too bad at all. Warding away his units with the Stalker. I do have a cannon building, so this cannon will be able to defend this mineral line. I do have 4 probes in the gas. Need to notice that sooner rather than later. And I am getting my expand up, though his is substantially ahead, so he's going to have a nice economic advantage. Even is ahead slightly in harvesters. I think it's because he's picking off and it actually snags the sentry there. That's actually kind of a big deal, because now I don't have any defense at my ramp. If he had decided to all in off the Stargate, because keep in mind I don't actually know about this command. If you decide to all in, I would not be able to defend that ramp, and that would be all bad. But I am getting Blink, and I'm getting Dark Templar. I'm not actually sure why I'm getting Dark Templar, because I know my observer died. And obviously, if my observer died, it means he had cloak, or not cloak, but an observer or a cannon. So I'm not exactly sure why I'm getting Dark Templar. I guess it's because maybe I just didn't register that later in the earlier in the game. I didn't realize they did have observers out, or maybe I'm thinking I'm gonna DT drop or something like that. But in any case, there goes Phoenix. 5 Phoenix now. Don't think he's lost any, and need to save this Colossus. Have 4 Stalkers, trying to ward them away. If he was really ballsy, he could be picking up Stalkers right now, but this is kind of a, you know, he would probably trade 1 Phoenix for 1 Stalker, and at this point in the game, probably not worth it to do so. Blink is nearing completion, have cannons going up, a lot of cannons actually. I'm not sure if this is a little bit overkill. I guess I actually say this all there, but I guess I was wondering, you know, I don't know about this expand, and so I was thinking he might be all-inning right now, and Dark Templar going across the map. We'll see if they're able to do anything. Have +1 weapons about to finish, +1 armor on the way. Excuse me, and I do have Zealots coming up. There's his observer right there, and I do notice, okay, so he definitely has detection. Probably want to try and get one of them out. Do snag 1 kill, and looks like I'm going to be making it out of there, which is quite nice. I'm going to go check for that 3rd, and it looks like he might even want to be taking that right about now, since he does have the mineral count needed for that. Am I going to get a Phoenix? No, it doesn't look like that. Very close, but actually didn't snipe that probe. Just going to be running up there, and maybe I was concentrated on blinking those Stalkers towards those Phoenix there, but I will be going, looks like, for some sort of heavy gateway, maybe adding a Colossus or 2. There we are getting range there. And there's a couple ways that Phoenix or air players in general in PvP can go about using their air, and this is the most common way. It's getting their Colossus out after opening Phoenix. So they use those Phoenix to get map control, they quickly expand out of that and tech towards Colossus, and they use these Phoenix just to be annoying, to harass a little bit. Looks like I am able to get a pylon and get out of there Dark Templar has 4 kills. Let's look at the workers killed. So these Phoenix really haven't been doing that much in terms of worker killing. They've just kind of been getting him a little bit of map control. But with these DT, actually, although he does have detection, they have been annoying and they have actually prevented him from getting all map control. So these are, I would say, actually a good benefit on my side. They've been able to poke and prod him, keep him kind of wary, on his toes a little bit more than if he was just completely in control of the map with these Phoenix. And it looks like I am actually going for my 3rd base before he is getting his 3rd. So it looked like he had wanted to take that 3rd earlier when I had mentioned it, but never really did. And maybe the DT kind of scared him a little bit. It looks like it did force him to make a couple cannons here, which are kind of unnecessary. Keep in mind that a cannon is equivalent in cost to a gateway, so he definitely wanted gateways as opposed to cannons, considering he only has like 5 gateways. And does have 2 forges, getting another Roblox facility, and let's look at my gateway count. It looks like I'm getting my 2nd Roblox facility at about the same time he's getting his, and do have 5 gates as well, so we are pretty much even here. The only difference being that I am more into Twilight Council tech and he's more into Stargate tech, but looks like he will be killing a couple probes here. Do need to get my stalkers down. Looks like they were kind of patrolling the map for a little bit and have this Dark Templar keeping tabs on any bases, but still not too many workers killed. Was able to pull them back, as you can see, and running them back down to that 3rd, which is about to complete. So let's look at the income tab. 47 to 53. I have actually been I'm slightly ahead in the harvester count, but trying to lengthen that lead, chrono boosting harvesters as fast as possible, and he's actually not making workers right now. And that's something I actually see a lot of players not do, which I think is kind of would be appropriate to do. When you're getting a base, a 3rd base, a 2nd base, doesn't really matter. You should be chrono boosting probes at your other bases if you can afford to, and that is just because you can transfer workers down to your 3rd and have it be like well saturated, as opposed to letting that 3rd build complete and then start making workers at that 3rd. You kind of want to prepare for that 3rd finishing by making extra workers at your other bases and then transferring them down. So that's something that, you know, it may seem like it doesn't really do that much for you, but I mean, believe me, it's so good. If you're gonna play the macro game, it's just a technique that, you know, a lot of pros use it, or I would say pretty much all pros use it. You know, just thinking ahead to your extra bases, and looks like he was actually able to snag a couple workers, and I do have 3 stalkers warped in, running these other ones back. They do have blink, so catching up to them would not be a problem, but let's look at the workers killed again. Did pull a little bit ahead in that, so that's nicely done. But if you look at the total income tab, if you can see, look at my income, it's just so much better, just because my 3rd base is so much more saturated than his. If he had been pre-making workers at his other bases to saturate that right off the bat, there go a bunch of transferring workers there, but could have done that a lot sooner. So let's see, double Roblox facility, getting a Stargate, gonna go for that mothership, I presume. Mothership's definitely the key of late game PvP. Whether you like it or not, you need it. You absolutely need it. So getting charge, I already have blink, but charge is a great upgrade to have in PvP, just because it helps those zealots distance themselves from the death ball when they close in on opponents, so that they're not trapped behind stalkers and stuff when you're all clumped up in death ball versus death ball, and that just minimizes splash on your other units. So that's the primary reason of that. Basically, zealots just soak damage in PvP. They don't really do that much other than that, honestly. They just charge up, get lasered to death by a Colossus, and buys other units time to shoot out their DPS as fast as possible. So looks like keeping tabs on the opponent with Observer, so key to do in PvP. As I mentioned in other PvP macro games, observer play is needed mid-game, late game, all game basically, just to make sure you can keep tabs on what's going on with their army. It looks like, oh, I see that observer and I'm like, oh, gotta get out of there. Doesn't he have blink? Nope, no blink. So whoa, I just realized I have like 81 harvesters to 60, so that's really good, but looks like it will die to these Phoenix. That is unfortunate, but getting that fleet beacon out, and he is too. Wow, our timings are just, our metagame sense is pretty dang good. He's getting his 4th, my 4th is about to finish, so I'm a little bit ahead in economy, but what was I saying before? Yeah, observers, you need them to make sure that he's not going mass into air. A mass air transition is, as I've stated before, one of the deadliest make or break it situations in PvP. You either get away with going mass air, or you're trying to go mass air and they crush you before that and you can never get it out and you just lose. So definitely a make it or break it to PvP, and it's gonna come down to who goes air first, because a lot of PvP is basically trying to bluff that you have a substantial Colossus Force while you get air. That's kind of how you go about getting it. And I am getting Mothership, and I'm actually not adding that many Stargates right now, so looks like I'm going to hold off on that timing. We're each kind of even in supply, just waiting for the max, but keep in mind that my army supply is actually way lower than his, just because of the, oh, looks like I get a Phoenix there, that's nice, it's a little blink there, but just because of the amount of Harvesters I have, which gives me a better economy, but gives me a smaller army size. So just the trade-off there. You can replenish what you have more if you have the better economy, but in upfront confrontations, their army will be superior. Check out the upgrades, 3-2 for him, just wrapping up then, and 3 armor and +1 shields on the way. Does he have 2 forge? He does have 2 forge. So let's look at me. Look like I just have 1 forge, which is going to give me a little bit slower on the upgrades, which is a little bit unfortunate. But we'll see if that comes into if that is a big deal. If that becomes into if that makes a big deal in this game. Looks like I have a couple pylons on the bottom of the map, and that scout of his does see both of those, so he probably, yeah, he does know about this base. Looks like he will want to take this. Oh, no, that's not a probe. Thought that was a probe. And I do have pylons ringing the map, which is quite nice for me. Gonna keep tabs on that, maybe warp in some Dark Templar as I'm getting, oh, that's him getting the shrine, but I already had the shrine from early game. So I can, oh, I heard that horn blaring. The mothership has arrived. And looks like he's sending that zealot out. But yeah, keeping pylons all across the map to warp in like zealots or Dark Templar just for harass is very nicely, very nice to do. So let's look at this base. I could take this Nexus here, and I actually have a lot of money, a lot of gas, and this 1 probe chilling there. Not sure who wants to do with that. But with this +3 attack finished, maybe I want to make a move here. Looks like his mothership is out. 70 energy on that, and 82 energy on this. So let's see just what is going to go down this game. It's been pretty much macroing up to this stage. He hasn't really come in to kill me. I haven't really wanted to come in and kill him. So, you know, it's just kind of a stance where we're just kind of making moves at each other, just little feints. Trying to catch the other out of position, just seeing where their army is and trying to hit where it is not. Looks like all those Phoenix from early game going down, and I think he did see those two Stargates. So as I mentioned earlier this game, the Stargate transition will be coming shortly from me, and you know what better time to do it? I'm maxed. I have all the upgrades in process that I need, and I have a lot of money, getting basically all the bases on my side of the map. So I could take one of these or this one, and yeah, it looks like breaking down those rocks. I do have the money to blow, so why not make a lot of Stargates? Getting upgrades for them ahead of time. Looks like I got Observer Speed and could even get Warp Prism Speed, but here we go. This is going to be insane. Let's take away that UI and watch the magic unhappen. So, looks like he's actually just gonna go in, realize I have the mothership, and back off. So, actually, what I wanted to do there we go, spreading out. This is actually could even do that a bit more. You want to have Colossus ringed around. They're not taking redundant splash damage when this army comes in. If this army came in this little choke, this army would demolish it just because of the concave I have. Looks like he realizes he needs to catch me out of position, and he's going to move his army out. This lumbering giant. Let's look at the army supply here. He does have a significant amount higher in resources in his army than I do, just because of his harvester tab. Holy crap, this is going to be a mass recall. This is going to be a mass recall. This is the only reason a mothership would go in. I realize it. I'm running over there. There goes the mass recall. Bam! Inside the base. Oh my gosh, this is so bad. I don't even have observers over here just yet. There we go. Catching wind of it with my observers tailing my mothership here. Trying to run all my forces up, but they're getting bottlenecked on that choke. So many observers from him. I think he wants to snipe all my observers so that his mothership can rain death upon me. But I actually get my mothership in sight, and he used all his energy for that mass recall and didn't have enough for vortex. So I'm actually able to suck all his units in, but I don't have enough splash inside this vortex to actually make the most of it. When these units all pop out, they're gonna do as much damage as when they came in, and it's just gonna wreck my units. I mean, that concave or that vortex only delayed the DPS coming out of that army. I wasn't able to actually maximize the use of that, and all these observers chilling around there trying to snipe this mothership. Am I gonna get it? Yes, one Colossus doing so much damage on the stalkers. Looks like I'm gonna try and blink in there, take the mothership, but I'm not able to. Let's look at the production tab really quick. Both of us just rushing to max its many. He has 4 Colossus in production. He has so many Colossus, and warping in all of these Zealots here. And I think he actually took his plans down, giving me the warning that he did have units up here, and these cannons and these Zealots are going to finish that off. But let's look at the units lost tab. A fairly even exchange, I would say. It could have been worse for me. But he did come out ahead, and the most important thing though is that he, although he killed a lot of infrastructure, he didn't kill my whole base. I think he wanted to do more than he did in that engagement, and he did force me to rebuild all those robotics facilities. And look at all these Stargates. Oh my gosh, there are 5 Stargates, I believe. Yeah, 2 down here, 3 up there, 6 actually if you count this one though, not producing out of it, and mass carrier mothership is remaking. Have Protoss air weapons level 2, shield level 1 almost done. Does have his mothership, which he saved. Stockpiling energy quickly as fast as possible. Have another robotics facility. I'm just infrastructure crazy right now, trying to get as much up as I can to prepare myself for the next engagement. A lot of PvP, it comes down, as I've said, to those big death balls, and sometimes, you know, a death ball will crush another death ball so convincingly that the game will just end. Like 20 minutes of macro just ends in the blink of an instant, in the blink of an eye. Just so much comes down to those big death balls clashing together. And I was actually kind of, you know, I was able to hold my own in that big mass recall enough so that I actually have a chance in this game. And so let's see, all these carriers coming out. Haven't had them rallied. I don't have them rallied right now, so I definitely need to do that. And I need to start making those interceptors on that army, because there is another huge army coming down. Now, does he know about these Stargates? He does not. He does not, and that is huge. And he actually sent in a diversionary wave of Zealots to go attack that, and I think he might have caught wind of those Zealots there. I do have in mind a Dark Templar working on that base over there, coming in with as many. I'm actually maxed right now. Might not look like that because of what his army looks like compared to mine, but that mothership is going to make all the difference. I need to get my mothership. I need these carriers. I need these carriers to be in combat right now. This is so bad for me. He snipes that base super instantly. Vortexes all my units. I just run in there. I don't even want to compart. I mean, I don't want. He's cut me off from the rest of my army, so I need to just all get in there and then come out and as one force and kind of unify in my effort to destroy this mothership and get all these Colossus down. They all come out. Vortex ends, and doing as much as I can to kill this mothership. Down it goes. I'm still cloaked, but he does have observers, I believe. Yes, he does. He's shooting my cloaked units, but now I have all these carriers finally bringing these carriers in, making more. He has a lot of stalkers warping in, trying to target down that mothership. I have lots of zealots warping in, trying to save this mothership. Is he going to take it down? One more blink could take it. He does kill the mothership, and all these Colossus are going to go down. These carriers are still full strength in number. I don't think he's killed a single carrier there. Look at the units lost tab. He did lose more in that engagement than me. Still need to get this carrier over there, but let's look at the production tab. Carriers, a mothership again. 3rd mothership for me coming out. Weapons or armor level 2 for air, shields level 2 for myself, and both our banks, both our income is so much lower than it was. We've kind of crammed as much as we can into the army that we're running low on resources, and this Dark Templar has done so much good for me, killing this and denying this expo numerous times. I think it did once before, and then once again when that last engagement happened, and I do need to maybe get in here and deny it one more time. But I think does he have an observer? Where is his observer? There it is. Does he not have speed? I don't think he has speed. And I get out of there. Oh, that Dark Templar is a VIP of this game. I have another one over here just keeping tabs, and he has a pylon here. I think I routinely come in and check this base though, so I know there's nothing there. And trying to get this last base up for my side. I mean, this is running dry, this is running dry, and this is completely dry, so is the main. So trying to get as much economy up as I can. My money is running so low, and the harvester tab is pretty much stayed constant this whole game. He does have less harvesters, but keep in mind that means he has more army, and in all those engagements, that is what was swinging them in his favor. That last one saved because of these carriers, and if we look, I actually have a lot of carriers, and this is what I'm talking about. He does not, I mean, he knew I had carriers. He must have seen out all these carriers I had, but I mean, there's a lot of cannons, but he needs a lot of anti-air. He doesn't have much anti-air at all, and it's really hurting him that he only is he's going on 1.5 bases. I mean, this is mined out, this is mined out. This is half a base, this is 1. So I actually have the economic advantage right now. Look how much money I'm mining compared to him, and all these carriers, and I don't know what he can do against this, honestly. He should have prepared better. He doesn't need Colossus. Colossus is not what you need against this. And is he getting a mothership? He is getting a mothership. And am I? I am not. Is that because I have one, or just because I don't have enough supply? I don't think I have enough supply for a mother. Oh, there he is. So it's already out. So, wow, this is a lot of carriers. I actually don't know what he's going to be able to do against this. Maybe if he gets an Archon toilet off and he gets these Archons all inside, those carriers will be all clumped up and might take a lot of splash and might be destroyed that way. But I like this. This One-Eye Templar, he's going to try and vortex that mothership. That, or excuse me, feedback. Oh, he's not able to get it, but that was close. And all these Archons, now he realizes the full extent of cloaked carrier death. This is a vision right here, just seeing the mass amount of interceptors flying out of there. Wow, that is so much death here. All his stalkers, he can't even target a single carrier. He has not done hull damage on any of my carriers. Oh, I think he might have taken out one, taken out two. Do I have enough for a vortex? I don't believe I do, and it's going to die, but I have so many carriers with interceptors. He does call the GG and heads out of this game, trying to work in reinforcements. And yeah, so guys, this is PvP for you. I think I say that like every macro PvP I do, but you know, a lot of PvP is macro nowadays, which is kind of funny. It's either over like in a split second because someone foregates and someone doesn't, or someone cheeses like proxy or something, or it turns into this big macro fest where it's carriers and colossus and motherships, and it's actually quite epic. I don't really mind PvP that much anymore. Still not my favorite matchup, but you know, it can be fun. It has its moments. So hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you learned something from this game, and comment and subscribe. I will have some more games out soon, and hopefully be playing some Terrans. So thanks, guys.